Alright, so this is your boy Public in the building. So I got you Sylvans. I got you, this is gameplay part number 3. This is where, Flower Princess, not Flower Princess, but Princess Sprout is going to, is going to make an appearance into the deck since DevPro finally updated. Thank goodness. But even though DevPro still has, little bugs, because, error occurs is a really OP thing that happens. So, with the new Silvan stuff, I'm trying to find a way how to make the XYZ build more compatible. I mean, Phoenix Wind Blast does get rid of the big trees out of my hand, just in case, if they clog on my hand. Now the reason why I put Hermitry on top, because I know I'm gonna excavate it. So, and when I excavate it, I was gonna, put it back on top and then set up for the miracle fertilizer. I went for charity because I didn't have nothing in my hand, and because I drew into another charity, you just gotta abuse Archfiend's Oath. Archfiend's Oath is a really good card for Sylvans as well. I mean, players who doesn't abuse this card, I feel that you guys are missing out on the fact that you could gain so many potential cards. Yeah, it's 500 life points. Yeah, oh yeah. What if I get caught in combo range? But what happens if you're in control? Once you're in control, you're pretty much damaging your opponent a lot. So I soul charge for 3. Now Princess Sprout is a really good card because it sets me up for all types of shenanigans, and because of that, Hermitry was able to be set up without having me to waste my Mount Sylvania Surge or burn up Charity. So I go for that. I go for Azrael. Put the card on top. Activate Sage Effect, because now Sage Effect is going to trigger Azrael's effect. So, kids, don't forget, if you guys don't know, Azrael works when you activate, period. So the best way to utilize Azrael is that if you have Flower Knight. So Flower Knight gives me the card. Since I know it's on top, I add that card to my hand. I set the Sylvan's Blessing for some defense because I do have 7-1 in my hand. So now I can set that up. So he goes for Onslaught. Onslaught is going to hurt my field a lot, but I'm going to Phoenix Wind Blast him out the way. And then, Circle of the Fire Kings. I mean, I figured I should have guessed that card was gonna come around and bite me in my ass, but it didn't really matter because whatever I put on top, because when you go for Blessing, you have an instant setup for Mount Sylvania. So as a first your trigger, I'm gonna put the Yasha onto the bottom. So now he has no monsters. So even though I'm going to lose my field, but I have rank up magic 7-1, so it's going to lead to a number 101C, so that I could deal with Grunics. I mean, yeah, I could have went for number 107, but number 101C is better in this situation because if he does top decks the Onslaught, I will be in huge trouble. So the best choice to approach this is just swing it with the number 107, and even if he mirror force, it really didn't matter because now I gained life points. So now soul charge became less risky to use. So he soul charges for 1 for Grunics. Grunics really can't do much, and at the same time he really can't do much. So because number 101C is going to take the monster, and then he's gonna have the Veiler, which really didn't help. I really didn't care that much. I mean, I'm gonna keep swinging with C, and right there he's gonna make a scoop right here because he can't really do much. I'm gonna put the card onto the bottom so that once any monster I gain, it's going to be GG to GG. So I'm going to pitch for Spy. Spy's effect should activate the Peacekeeper, target the Lone Fire, and then right there, that's pretty much going to lead me into a Sage Coil, and that's going to be a total of 54 damage. And now it's GG. So we're going to game 2 of this gameplay series. Alright, so we're in game two. Now, game two, I really couldn't sign anything in. I mean, I know that there's gonna be a few cards I will be taking out of the side deck again. I will be taking out Mistake, and I will be taking out the third Trap Trick Nightmare. Because now we're in a format where players are abusing their graveyards, and DD Crow is hurting them a lot. Also, too, Skull Meisner is a really great card too as well. Because the reason why Skull Meisner is getting so much hype now is due to the fact that it could shit on hands. Okay, Bear Gold Pop. Okay, hand effect. Skull Meisner. Cry. And because our format is really stupid, yes, I call our format really stupid because our rules and OCG rules are different. And the thing about it is that we play the same game. The cards work the same way. Why do our rulings act so different? So he goes for Kasasuchi because he has Rekindling in his hand, which is a really good, a really, it's a risky play, but also a good play on his hand. So I drew into Peakeeper. I'll go for the Hermitry effect, Hermitry, and he activates Skill Drain, unfortunately. But it really didn't matter because I did have it out for the card. So I'm gonna activate Archfiend's Oath, call it wrong. So now Commotion should start popping the Skill Drain out the way. And all I'm gonna do now is just attack through the Kasasuchi and just try to make him lose his materials as fast as possible. Because once when Kasasuchi buys you time. He buys you time when you look at it. So I'm gonna go for Princess Sprout. And I hate drawing my Peakeeper, but it didn't matter. Because now I have guaranteed excavates with Hermitry. So now Princess Sprout is gonna come onto the field. I'm gonna overlay, well not overlay, but draw for Charity, overlay for Frogrant, Hermitry, draw a card, get Lone Fire Blossom is gonna give me another Hermitry, and I still didn't mount Savannah yet. I pitched the Fall Knight so I get decked in out quickly. Hermitry's effect to trigger off, and it's gonna get rid of the back row, and then right there I'm gonna go for Azure, activate Archfiend's Oath, so that I get to call it wrong and activate Azure's effect. Put the card back to the extra deck. Now I don't agree having Azure be on the field sometimes, but I mean especially in attack mode because his more options, all his options are better with the. Wait a minute, why did he not Sight Knight? Oh yeah, never mind. He can't Sight Knight because of Frogant. I'm so silly. So I go for the Sylvan Blessing Aqua Spirit play, and right here, this is where the deck gets really stupid. So I get to pop a card, then I get to excavate, which is going to give me a free Lone Fire in the end phase. And right there, this is pretty much GG for the opponent. Shout out to Grim Angel. His Fire King deck is really good. It's just that I wish they give Fire Kings their second Rekindling. So let's go into another. Alright, so this match is against Frogs. Now, I really do not like Monarchs. I really, really do not. Monarchs are probably the most dangerous deck I have ever faced. Oh my gosh. The new support is really stupid. They play similar to artifacts. So the fact that we're in a format where we're afraid to MST during our turn, it's really becoming difficult because now you see continuous trap cards come around, but then again you have artifact monsters that just goes and eat up your back out of the way. But I mean, towards the end of the day, I mean, I don't play MSC in this deck because MSC, you really don't need it in a deck where you need to go for your combo plays. And in this deck, you eat through back row easily. But I'm gonna think about putting hand traps in here before I, think of other options. Because when I go for the synchro build, I'll put it like this: the synchro build will give you options to go for Quasar, and yeah, it has a better turn one setup. well, not a better turn one setup, but if I'm gonna do a synchro build, I'm gonna do like an all-out synchro build, all out. I'm thinking about trying to do I'm thinking about trying to do like a synchro build with Stars Assault mode, because you can just charity the assault mode dragon back to the deck, and if you mount Sylvan it, you can just put it onto the bottom of the deck. So I'm gonna be trying out many ways to see how the synchro build will work, because Sylvans, they have a 2 card setup for Stardust, and then you'll play Tenki in there. I mean, you may hit like, other cards that you don't want to hit, but what's the better excavate is always, well, in this build I'm thinking about trying to do like smart excavates all the time. So Sprout is gonna give me an instant XYZ setup, and I'm going to Fail Grant the Gachi, so I get rid of it immediately, because again, Gachi buys the player time. I don't want to give no one any time at all, because the fact that the more you let a tanky monster get on the field, it is buying time for your opponent. You only go to a tanky monster when you're trying to buy time. And I Fail Grant the Caius too as well. I want to protect my Miracle Fertilizer, because that is my only source of power. So you go for Gachi, you go for Tidal. Even though Tidal kills my Hermitry, it really didn't matter for me, because I still have a fertilizer play, and I forgot to excavate with Mount Savania, which is kinda unsafe. But then again, it didn't really matter, because now I kept information hidden from my opponent. Because in this type of matchup, I want to keep it all smart excavates and keep information on my opponent as much as possible. Yeah, I didn't know I'll play Silvans, but what counter cards do I play in the deck? That's the thing about it. So, in the bonus video coming up towards the end of the video, it's going to show you guys when you should take the advantage of, getting knowledge out of your opponent. So I'm gonna kill both his monsters, and right here he's gonna go for Treeborn Frog. Treeborn Frog is gonna give him Dark Death Spirit, and this is really gonna put me in a really bad situation. Now, I Phoenix Wind Blast the Dark Death Spirit. It didn't matter what else you had to excavate. All I need to do now is just get a card that ends the duel, and right there, Mirror Fertilizers, you give me 2 Hermitries, which could do 5,400, and that's pretty much over 400. That's pretty much game right there. Now, I did not know he had Lightning Darts Dragon in the matchup, so you'll see that card coming by me my ass. So in this matchup, again, I didn't really have a side deck that could deal with this matchup. That's why I said I need to actually fix up my side deck more, because you gotta have cards that deal with rogue matchups, and these cards right here that this guy is playing is cards that I do not have to deal with the rogue matchup. Now, DD Crow would have been a really good card for this matchup, and he had DD Crow, I had Psycho Reader, which really didn't do nothing. I mean, yeah, artifacts are a really popular deck, but I question the fact of Psycho Reader. I'd rather have DD Crow and Skull Meisner over Psycho Reader, because DD Crow hits all cards in general. And Skull Meisner, yeah, it deals with hands, it deals with Madoches, it deals with Lende, because in our region, Skull Meisner can be activated in the damage step. In OCG, it cannot be activated in damage step. Well, because of the fact that OCG is kind of crazy right now with all the ban cards and all the psychic cards. So I make use of the field I have right now, even though this field is kind of unsafe. So even though I think I was gonna lose this one, I decided to try play it out longer and see what kind of information I'm gonna get out of the opponent. So he plays the Lion Darkness Dragon, which is now gonna annoy the shit out of me now, which is not gonna do much it is gonna do a lot towards me, even though I topped at the Phoenix Wind Blast. But I think in this type of matchup, I should have had Regeki Break. But then again, I'll just blow up the field and then give him another monster, and then next thing I'll be back where I started at. So I activate Lone Fire Blossom, then I chain Phoenix Wind Blast. So right here, it gives you, alright, if you don't know how to beat Lion Darn's Dragon, it cannot negate in chains. It cannot. So if you want to activate a card and you have a card that stops it, you will that would be a way to deal with that card. So I activate Mount Sylvania, even though he knows that I have Charity on top. But I could just, I could fake that out. And unfortunately, he's going to DD. He's the enemy control me, tribute, and put me in the same position as before. Because I mean, I should have done. I should have waited on the Phoenix Wind Blast. Because if I wasn't going for game, then I could have just tanked it out a little bit longer. So right here, he's just gonna wait it out and just keep eating up my field and gain more information out of me, which I do not like to see. So in this case, I'm gonna try to bait him out more and get as much information as possible. Because certain players, they don't take information. They don't, and that's something that you should really do. And then another thing too was that the reason why I didn't want to excavate with Mount Sylvania is that I don't want to give him any information on cards that I'm drawing to, so that could change his plays. Now the reason why I excavate right there because I'm desperate, because any card that I could get right now could actually do something. And unfortunately, I didn't have a card that couldn't do anything. So pretty much, I just put my hand. I put my hand up and see what I could see, how he's gonna finish me off. Is he gonna do any more extra stuff? And yeah, he does. He chooses the Caius, gets rid of my Mount Sylvania, and just kills me right there. So we're going to game 3 of this. Alright, so this is game 3 right here. Unfortunately, like I said before, I don't have any cards that will decide in for this type of matchup. But since we are in, a lot of graveyard touching format, it's gonna be really DD Crow would be the optimal card to go for. So Soul Charge was a good pick out of me. But you'll see that Soul Charge in this game, you'll see that Soul Charge is really not needed. So I go all crazy with the effects, set up my graveyard, set up my stacking. Use a Foolish Berry tree board. And I was teased. Now, what was on top of my deck was a 7-1, and unfortunately, I had to take the risk of trying to kill him. Now, what I did learn is that with Someone's Blessing, they have to respond on the card's activation. I thought at first that you had to pay cost, but you don't have to. So I'm gonna excavate for Sage, be able to look at 3 cards, and then sell for Miracle Fertilizer. But unfortunately, he has DD Crow, and DD Crow is really gonna hurt me a lot. So I excavate anyway. So now I get back my charity back. The reason I need charity back the 7th one because I have a plan for next turn to hurt the opponent a lot. So you'll see what I'm gonna do here next turn. So there'll be times where 7-1 will be needed, but in this type of case, you don't really need it. And plus, what I had double Phoenix Wind Blast. So I was trying to like get rid of the Hero guy, forcing to waste his XYZ materials, because I didn't know if he had like any big XYZ. And unfortunately, he had enemy controller, and right here, he takes my Peacekeeper. I was like, what are you trying to plan for? So he goes for Formula. I'm like, okay. So he goes for Formula. He puts Caius back to death. So this is what I do right here. So I summon Princess Sprout. I activate for the Hermitry. Put the card back on top. Activate Sage Koya. So I put Snapdragon, and I'm going to get I think I'm going to get a Lone Fire. Go for Aurora, because he didn't DD Crow. Escape for 3. I know I was getting a guaranteed plant, but the other 2 plants was pretty much just straight sack, and This right here leads in the game because I know that he has the Crow in hand, and that is GG right there. Now here's the bonus. I'm gonna go into the bonus game right now. Alright, so this is the bonus game right here. There will be another video along with this video. The next video that will be coming up would be with the Fire Fist spam deck that Blackharts Cardinal has came up with. So you guys will, so that you guys will take a look at it, so you guys have fun with it. Now this deck is really fun. So that will be coming in the next video. Now in this bonus game right here, you're to see me do an intentional misplay to get information out of the opponent. Now this will be a match. Now this will be a match bonus game series, because I mean, we'll see. I'm doing up to 10 gameplays of XYZ builds, of the XYZ build of the Madolche deck. Now, the reason why I was forced to Phoenix Wind Blast is because I didn't want to get hit by. I didn't want to get hit by I didn't want to get hit by the Sight Knight. So since I know I was gonna what card I was gonna excavate, I didn't want to I didn't want to put my 7-1 back on top. So I'm gonna excavate for 2 for Peacekeeper, and Commercial's gonna pop the card. I'm gonna get a free Hermitry. Now, yes, this could have been exactly game. Like literally exactly game. But I did this on purpose because I didn't know what type of Madolche deck that this guy is playing. So you guys see me set the Phoenix Moonblast. Both of them, one's for bluff and then the other one that's real. So, because I didn't know what type, I didn't know if he was gonna fight out or not. But the fact that he still had more fight left, it showed me that he has a plan up his sleeve. So I wanted to take the opportunity to go for it. So I ran into a fire hand. I was like, okay, we got Phoenix Moonblast, and right there, I just made a game right there. But I got my information when I needed. So this is the end of the video right here. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is times that we really need to get information on your opponent so that you can side towards this deck. So next video will be coming up very soon.